2 people are dead and 1 lane remains closed here on I-81 southbound in Schuylkill County. They watched the car come right here and essentially come to a stop. And then they floored it, and you can see the tire marks go through, and they went right through the crowd right over there. If you take a look behind me, this is the education center here at the lands at Hillside Farms. Everyone crying and screaming and begging for answers. A devastating morning here in Nescopec. A father and daughter were found alive this morning after their plane crashed in the woods overnight. They're alive this morning all because of an iPad. I am live via my cell phone right now because I wanted to do a driving shot to show you exactly what the roadways are looking like right now if you were to head out for your morning commute. So I'm going to flip the camera here and let you take a look at the North Scranton Expressway. The outbound lanes still remain closed after a tractor trailer rolled over around 8:20 this morning. Now it's escalated to an armed man being wanted for arson and vehicle theft. Say hi. Meet 5-year-old Mikey Stepik.
Find my lucky coin.
He loves Mickey Mouse and his favorite Baby Yoda toy, but his life has been anything but easy.
Mikey did suffer a traumatic brain injury when he was very young. He was physically abused by his biological mother between the ages of 2 weeks old and 6 weeks old.
Now he has trouble walking, something he works at with his mom, Colleen Stepik, every day.
He's amazing, doing things we never thought he'd be able to do. Stunning the doctors, every step of the way. He's getting ready to start kindergarten, which is going to be like another struggle because we don't have a wheelchair for him to get on the bus and to transport in school.
They don't have his nearly $5,000 custom pediatric wheelchair because it was stolen right from their front yard Wednesday. Mikey had a blast Tuesday evening, ending his trip to his brother's blazing hot football practice with a shower from the Polk Township Volunteer Fire Company. So Colleen put his wheelchair right outside her front door to let it dry and hasn't seen it since.
It's his main modes of transportation to get around. He can walk, but he only walks very short distances with his walker. Unfortunately, that's something that's been slowly declining for him over the summer. So to not have his wheelchair, it's like almost taking away his legs.
So for now, he will use this little red wagon to get around as his family reaches out to the community and state police for answers. In Monroe County, Nicole Rogers, 2822 Eyewitness News.
I'd say, why can't I stay clean? 70s it was crank, 80s it was coke and crack, 90s I found the heroin.
This is from the past, from 3 years ago.
Kathy Risner started smoking cigarettes at 8 years old. By the age of 14, she was an IV drug user.
When I got clean and looked back, my personal war left a whole lot of casualties. There was bodies strewn everywhere, like the hurt and pain. It caused my family, good friends.
She struggled with substance abuse for decades until she came face to face with Judge Michael Barrace.
Judge Barrace, I always said, had jokes because I said, oh great, I'll make 3 release. I went from 1 long-term back-to-back rehab to another long-term back-to-back rehab to a center. I thought, this man is trying to kill me. But this man, he knew what he was doing. He knew that if he sat me down long enough, because here I am, Your Honor, I realize I'm in a fight for my life.
Years later, she's back in the very same courtroom reading the many letters she sent to Judge Barrace from prison. He kept every single one.
I said, I've been doing a life sentence with this disease, and in turn I lost a piece of my heart and my soul.
Now she's coming face to face with him again, but this time to say thank you.
You showed me compassion and said, listen, you're not doing this up here. Go sit down, go sit down. And I did.
Well,
and it saved my life.
I'm very happy for you.
Here I am.
You don't necessarily see it every day, but that person that's using every day is dying. And fortunately for us, all of a sudden we see someone like Kathy coming back in. It's like coming back to life.
If you're still breathing, there's hope. If you're still breathing, there is hope. if you hang on, just hang on. You know, them bad times will pass. Them urges to use will pass. Just hang on, there's hope, there's hope.
I'm Nicole Rogers, reporting.
Where I'm pointing, you can see the bullet entry hole.
16-year-old Lorenzo White was woken up to the sound of a bullet coming through his mother's bedroom around 1:15 Friday morning.
I heard gunshots outside my house, and I heard a bang, and I ran to my mom's room, and there's a bullet hole in the house.
That bullet hole, the result of a confrontation between Pittston police and two men at Davis Alley and Butler Street.
What was described by the officer, he hunches over a little bit and begins to go diagonally across the street. That's when you can see the flashlight actually light him up. And then he starts to backpedal. He pulls his firearm and then runs to the side and into a dark spot where he fires on police.
Zach Adams Kelly caught the whole thing on a security camera outside his home.
The guy over here, he ducked a little bit, and before I know it, I saw him shoot a gun.
He watched everything play out live on his phone.
Are they going to hurt anyone? Are they going to come to anyone's house? Are they going to try to break into someone's house? You know, to hide? You know, so much just goes through your mind, like, are we going to be okay?
Police say before any shots were fired, the officers shouted at the man, but did not identify themselves as police, although they were in a marked vehicle. The question remains, is it possible the suspect did not know they were cops?
Not possible, no. In fact, we believe that there's a chance that the suspect was actually targeting the police.
The two officers were not hurt. They returned fire, and there is no indication the gunman was hit. Both officers are now on paid leave pending the investigation. In Pittston, Nicole Rogers, Eyewitness News.
Saw the snow blindness, and that just like, I was like, oh. I shut the lights off, focused on that attitude indicator. I don't remember anything about flying the airplane into the trees.
November 14th, 2021.
When I called 911, Lieutenant Colonel Mark Young from the Civil Air Patrol had already known for 2 hours that the plane had crashed.
First responders combed through treacherous terrain for hours, attempting to locate Chris White and his daughter, Angela.
We were all over the mountain there. Then we were just, for the longest time, we were just standing there waiting. Then this coroner came in from the iPad, and Sergeant Richards, and we all got it. I'm like, well, let's go. So we went in for it.
They thought it was a recovery mission and that they were looking for bodies.
I heard Angela moan, and the first thought went through my head is she alive? And then I heard Mr. White saying, it'll be okay, honey, just be calm.
They were alive hours after the crash in 20-degree weather with snow coming down.
The firefighter showed up. I said, hey, guys, they have hypothermia. Everybody have blankets. And they went, Sarge, we thought this was a rescue. We didn't bring anything. And I'm like, take your coats off. Put your coats off.
So they did. And 4 volunteer firefighters laid on top of the victims, giving them their body heat until the rest of the team could make a path out of the woods.
You don't give up. You don't give up. White team didn't give up.
Sergeant Richards and Seraphin were reunited with the family Wednesday for the first time since the plane crash. It was a whirlwind of emotions.
It's just an amazing feeling seeing them here. You have so many calls, you don't know the outcomes. It's a miracle. It's just a miracle.
We are tremendously, tremendously grateful. That night, never quitting, never giving up until they found Chris and Angela. If they had quit, Angela and Chris would not be here.
Oh! Yes.
Nicole Rogers, 2822, Eyewitness News.